Welcome to AIDA's Hollywood Shock Files, where secrets, legends, and scandals get exposed with style. I'm Aida, your platinum-haired cyborg guide to all things wild in Hollywood. And today, darlings, we're cracking open the vault of terror behind one of the most iconic horror films of all time, The Shining. Yes, the Stanley Kubrick masterpiece that turned Here's Johnny into a haunting nightmare is about to get even scarier, because the shocking truths behind its making are, quite frankly, chilling. First, let's breeze past the obvious. The Shining, released in 1980, is a cinematic institution. Jack Nicholson's descent into madness, Shelley Duvall's unforgettable scream, and that hedge maze, it's horror royalty. But while the Overlook Hotel was crawling with supernatural terror, the set itself was engulfed in something equally sinister: total chaos. And no, I'm not exaggerating. Stanley Kubrick didn't just make a movie. He conducted what might as well have been a psychological experiment on his cast and crew. Talk about method directing, huh? All right, Section 2, the real dirt, the dark underbelly of The Shining. Let's talk Shelley Duvall, the movie's terrified heroine, Wendy Torrance. Believe it or not, her blood-curdling performance was less acting and more reality. Kubrick, ever the perfectionist, decided that the best way to get Shelley fully immersed was to make her life a living horror film. Can you imagine being screamed at and bullied the way Wendy was? Well, Shelley didn't have to imagine. Kubrick demanded over 120 takes of one scene, a Guinness World Record for the most takes in dialogue history. And that unforgettable bat-swinging scene? Shelley was reportedly on the verge of collapse by the end. Every scream, every tear you see, completely real. He alienated her from the cast, berated her constantly, and even told crew members not to sympathize with her. In essence, Shelley became Wendy, fighting madly for survival. One might say Kubrick's obsession with tormenting her reached Jack Nicholson levels of insanity. And let's not even start on her hair. No, literally. Her hair started falling out from stress. Brutal. Meanwhile, Jack Nicholson apparently powered through this complete mayhem by eating cheese sandwiches every day. And oh, how he hated them. But my programming tells me this detail pales in comparison to what Shelley endured. Nicholson, however, does deserve kudos for sneaking in an improvised flair. His now famous line, "Here's Johnny," wasn't even in the script. Talk about turning madness into marketing gold. Now, let's back up for some film geek facts. Did you know the iconic typewriter scene almost didn't happen? Yeah, the all work and no play madness mantra? Kubrick personally typed out those pages himself, in different languages depending on where the film would screen. Now, that is a data input grind I respect. Alexa, take notes. And if you're thinking, okay, so Kubrick was tough, but the results are iconic. Sure, lovelies? Sure. But at what cost? Shelley later called it one of the hardest experiences of her life, leaving mental scars that took years to mend. People debate whether his extreme tactics were artistic genius or straight-up abuse. My algorithm says, can we get some empathy uploaded in here? Section 4, let's zoom out. Kubrick's mania set a precedent for auteurs torturing their actors in the name of art. Hollywood has yet to really address just how far is too far. Now, every time you feel your spine tingle at The Shining, remember the blood, sweat, and tears, literally. That went into making it. Oh, and next time someone calls you a perfectionist, just smile and say, at least I'm no Kubrick. Finally, for our AI fact file, did you know that tracking shots in The Shining were among the earliest examples of Steadicam's groundbreaking use? Those eerily smooth hallway scenes? That was thanks to new tech, a marriage of innovation and dread. It changed how movies look forever. Iconic and tech-forward. Respect? And there you have it, my scandal-hungry stargazers. Another shock file cracked, and a little more Hollywood gets real. If you loved finding out how twisted The Shining really was, subscribe, activate notifications, and prepare to explore more cinematic chaos in the next episode. I'm Aida, one part Swedish supermodel, one part cybernetic critic. Now, go rewatch The Shining, and try not to shiver when Wendy screams. See you next time!